everyone, welcome to the Front Porch Knitter. I believe this is episode, okay, I'm bad. I think it's 3. I should have checked, but that's me. I'm not into that kind of thing. I am on my front porch today. I will say I'm a little concerned because there's a bit of a breeze, so I don't know how that will impact the sound. I'm hoping you can hear me okay, and if not, well, if you don't hear this, I will have recorded it again somewhere else to make it better. So it has been a while, mostly because my job has been a bit crazy and it has been stinking hot here. The weather has been less than wonderful for recording outside, and I really want this to be recorded outside. I know there's going to be times I can't, so when I can, I want to, and then it will rain or the wind will be so strong that I know you won't be able to hear me, all of which are bad things. It is actually July the 1st as I'm recording this, and I am wearing orange in recognition of the Indigenous peoples of this country and how July the 1st, marking Canada Day, is not necessarily a day of celebration for them, and that we should reflect upon the impact that that has on all peoples in our country, especially the Native peoples and Indigenous peoples who were the stewards of this land long before the colonizers came. I'm not going to go into that a whole lot, but I just want that to be something that I reflect on. And if you want to, today's a good day to do it. So it's been really busy here. All kinds of things have happened. One of our kids bought a house, which, you know, comes with its own set of stress. I don't know why we're stressed about it, but we were. And yeah, it was pretty exciting that it finally all came to fruition, and that, you know, that I hesitate to say they got it for a reasonable price, but they were only $20,000 over asking, which apparently is a really good deal in today's market. So that was a good thing. And they're happy and excited about it. So we are too. And that's the main thing. And yeah, it's just been, for some reason, even though we're not going anywhere, we've both had our second vaccinations, my husband and I, and most of our kids have too. But I'm still hanging out here, doing my thing every day, knitting a lot on this front porch, which is great. I'm going to show you a few of my FOs to start, my finished objects, because it's been a while. I've got a few big things finished, which is kind of cool. And then some of my finished objects that I've done since I last recorded have already gone to the people I knit them for, so I'm sorry. One of the things, and this is from if you saw the last episode, you will know I was dithering about whether my Magpie darling should have a pom-pom or not. And I decided it should, and I decided that you can't, I don't know if you can tell, but it's a white pom-pom for sure, but it's got little gray-black tips, and inside it's grayer. So it's got a little depth to it. I can't put it on because I have a bun in my hair and it will just make a mess. But I love this. I'm so excited because this is a great little, it's the kind of hat, it's light enough that it'll keep your ears warm, but you don't have to take it off when you go into shops and things, because I find some of my really warm hats, they're great, but I can't wear them inside. So I go into a store and I have to take my hat off because my head is perspiring. And all of a sudden, yeah, it's not pretty, just say that. We are about to have a very large piece of farm equipment drive by on in front of our house, so you'll hear that, because that's where I live. There won't be a garbage truck, and you won't hear the neighbors mowing their lawn, but big pieces of farm equipment go by all the time. So this is my Magpie darling in its final state with its pom-pom, and I'm pretty excited about that. I love the bling. That's if you want to order one of these kits, and they're an awesome deal, the Crafty Jakelope, and Amanda has all different colors. I chose the black and silver. It came, it's great. Another thing that was one of my works in progress the last time we talked, I think I had just done part of the first one. This was the Imagined Landscapes Gnot Not Another Gnome, G-N-O-T, Another Gnome, Mystery Cal that I was doing. And the yarn, most of the yarn in this is Polka Dot Creek, but it's just from my scrap bin, so I don't know the colorways or anything. But look at that. His name is Nathan. He is a great addition to my little gnome family, and he says hi. We'll put him right here in my planter. It's a good place for him. They are so fun to knit. If you have not knit a gnome, I suggest you go to Imagine Landscapes on Ravelry and find whatever patterns. I've knit a few of them now, and they're just so much fun, and they're so cute, and they're a great way to use up scraps, and they look so cute on your sideboard or your buffet or wherever you set things like that. And look at him. He just loves being in the garden. And he's friendly. He is a friendly gnome. And he's happy. And he makes me happy. And half the time I think that's the most important thing anyway. I have to say, I really enjoy chatting with all of you about my knitting. It's kind of weird. I feel like I am talking to people who, I figure if you're watching, you care about what I'm saying. Like you're interested in the things I talk about and what I'm working on and what's in my project bag. And I guess if you're not watching, you don't know that I care, that you're out there. And it makes me feel good to talk to other people about my projects. And I work on all kinds of different things. Mostly right now it's just knitting because work is crazy and knitting is easy for me to pick up and put down. But, you know, I appreciate it, and I would appreciate any comments that you make, or if you reach out and want to talk to me about your knitting, I'm happy to listen. Happy, happy, happy. Another thing I finished, and I'm going to apologize right now, I am not putting it on, it is too stinking hot here, is I finished my Comfort Fade cardigan. Look at that. Look at those colors, how they blend together. It is so comfortable. I love wearing it. I've worn it a lot. I think there are pictures of it on my Instagram. I am at Lucianne Stoop on Instagram. Or if you look up the hashtag the front porch knitter or front porch knitter, you'll find it. But isn't that gorgeous? And it is so easy to wear. I'm just loving it. It's happy. It makes me feel good. It's bright. It's sunshiny. And I've just gotten a text, so I have to clear that off my... Oh, there it goes. Gone. I know you can't see it, but it's all I can see. So I'm just loving the way this came together. I was a little leery because I would have loved to have had one of the beautiful fade kits that some of the indie dyers had put together for this. But it wasn't really in my budget at the time. So I used Cascade 220. No, Cascade Heritage, I think is the one I used. In my last episode, you'll see it. And I picked 2 variegateds and 2 solids. And I'm really happy with the way it came together. And I love the colors. This is just such a... And I love this shawl collar. The short rows are easy. It's easy to hide the wraps in the garter stitch. I like that the reverse stockinette really shows the fade so well, like it blends the colors so nicely together. It was just such a great knit, and I'm so glad I did that knit along with the grocery girls. The other big thing that I was knitting on, and I think I maybe had just gotten the wool. This is Patigonia, so Juniper Moon Patigonia. It's an organic merino. Wasabi. I think this might just be called cream. This is wasabi and navy blue, but it probably has some other name, and I can't remember. This is the Noncho by Casapinka, and it was her local yarn shop day pattern that she was using to support local yarn shops. It is available on Ravelry, as you can purchase it. It is, this is so, first of all, it's very, like, it's pretty light and feathery. Like, it's not a heavy poncho. The wool is so warm, and I've blocked it. It is so soft, and I did make a few modifications. Because I used a slightly different yarn, and when I swatched, I knew I was going to have to do this. I had to add a couple of extra repeats to get it the length I wanted, but it was really easy to do. It didn't take any calculations. I just kept going, and I'm just loving the way the increases create in the yoke. The increases create this little pattern, which just adds a lot of interest, and then it's just a center increase every so many rows down the front. But I'm loving it. I haven't worn it yet because it's too hot. I've tried it on a couple times, but I haven't actually worn it. This heat wave is not conducive to wearing this, but it's going to look great with jeans and a turtleneck or a t-shirt. It's going to be a great thing to have like in August and September when the mornings are cooler and I'm sitting out here. I can just pop it over and then take it off later. I know I'm going to get a lot of wear out of this, and I'm so happy I made it. And it's going to be fun to wear too because it's fun colors, and I supported my local yarn shop, the Little Red Mitten, which is where I got the yarn. So yeah, all those things make it a happy project. And I think that sitting out here, I know I'm not sure the microphone will pick it up, but the yard is full of bird song, so I can hear all different kinds of birds singing. The leaves are rustling, and it's pretty hard not to be happy on my front porch. So I'm glad that I have fun woolly things to work on too. My next finished object is this great pair of socks, and I think I might have been working on the first pair. It's a Regia cotton sock yarn. It is, and I'm going to show you, I bought another ball in a different pattern. This one is a watermelon, which you can probably see. I don't know if, I want to make sure it focuses on. And they have this really cute Picot edge, and I'm pretty sure this was a free pattern on Ravelry, and I think it was called Picot Edge Sock. And there's just little shorties, work toe up. So yeah, I'm really happy about them. And they match, which, you know, only took a little bit of work on my part to get them to be the same. Usually I don't care about these things, but I did it, and that's okay. So that's kind of fun. I don't have the pattern out here with me, but I will try and remember to put it in the show notes. So I've never knit cotton socks before. So I did two pairs out of this one ball, one for my daughter who has small feet, and one for me who has not small feet. And what I had left was minuscule. So yes, I can do two shorties out of a 100-gram ball for her and I, but I don't know if I could do two pairs of shorties out of a 100-gram ball for me. At least not with this folded cuff and Picot edge, because that does take a little bit more wool, more cotton. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. I don't really wear socks in the summer, but I think these will be good in the fall when I'm in denial about needing socks, and these will be better than wearing wool socks. So I'm looking forward to that. So that's all the finished objects I have this week. And yeah, I've frogged a few things, so if there were whips I was working on that you haven't seen this time and I don't mention them, it may be because I frogged them, because, you know, sometimes projects just don't work the way you think they're going to, and it is better to rip them out. That's what frogging is. Rip it, than to have them languishing in the bag, taunting you all the time. So I try not to do that. So the next thing we'll look at is what I'm working on now. And I guess I maybe went on a bit of a cast on spree. And yeah, so there's a few things here. One of the things is kind of cool. I'm not sure if this pattern has been released yet, but you can look for it. I've been test knitting it for Jenly Knits. And if you watched before, you saw that I did her little, she had a Henley hat, which was a little chicken hat. And this is the Chicken Craze fingerless gloves. And I knit them. I've knit them a few times. I'm actually finishing up another one. I did some tech editing on the pattern for her because there were a few things where the places where the pattern and the chart didn't go exactly together. But look at these little chickens. Aren't they cute? And these just need to be stitched up. This one needs to be stitched up. The other one needs another pattern repeat. And they'll be fingerless gloves. I don't know if they'll fit me. I have pretty large hands. I would maybe to fit me. I was knitting the pattern exactly as it was written because that's how when you test knit you should do that to make sure that it works the way it is written, and then you can make modifications later on another one if you want. And I just did these using Bernat Wool Up, so wool blend yarn, because I'm probably going to give them away to someone who may not be as willing to do hand wash as I am, and may not have as much hand knitted items as I do. So doing hand wash is just part of my regular laundry, so it's not a big deal. And a lot of my things that are made of 100% wool, I actually don't wash them very often. You know, once a year. Some of them don't get even washed that often as once a year, because wool, as long as they're not getting physical dirt in them, they have a way of, wool sort of self-cleans, and you don't need to wash it as much as you think, like every time you wear it, like you do a t-shirt or something like that. So I don't want to give somebody something that they're going to feel like is a lot of work, and it should be easy. When you knit things for other people, you really need to consider what they're willing to do to look after it and make it easy for them, right? Like that's what good is a gift if it frustrates somebody? So I would rather work in a nice wool blend like the Bernat Wool Up or other wool blends that are going to be warm and cozy and nice, and they're going to wear well and they're going to look good, but they're not going to have the same amount of caution needed when washing them and those kinds of things. So yeah. The next thing I'm going to show you is I am knitting these. So I have one done. This is the finished one. This is the Petunia Dursley double eyelet sock. I don't know if you can see the eyelets really. It's a fun pattern. And I'm using a To The Max Yarn Co. sock set with the, I think this one's called, I think the sock set was called London Fog. And I love them. But this is really interesting. So I'm working on the second one. And I'm using the same needles. I'm using the same number of stitches. Everything is the same. But when I hold them up, look at how much tighter my knitting is in this second one than it was in the first one. And this is my better tension. The second one is actually what my tension should be. There must have been, I don't know if it was stress or something going on when I was knitting the first one. And yeah, it's just looser than I normally knit. And it's interesting how your state of mind and how hectic and busy your life is and when you get a chance to knit, like whether you're, I've knit, this one mostly has been my morning knitting before I go to work. Whereas this first one, I was knitting it during the hockey playoffs, which may have impacted it. You'll notice I have a lot of cast-ons that are hockey playoff cast-ons, which is fine. But yeah, so it's really interesting to see how your mood and your what's going on in your life affects your knitting. Because I mean, that's, you know, quite a bit of difference. Now I've tried this one on and it fits fine. It's not quite as snug as I would like, but it'll be fine. But it's just interesting to see. So I'm glad I'm not giving these ones away to anybody, because then I would really notice that they would notice that they weren't the same size. And I really like these needles. These are, and I don't know if you can tell, they're Prim. And see how the tip has got that little hook on it? They're the Prim Ergonomics. And I think these are probably 2.5 millimeters. I don't think it says on them. I'd have to test them, but I'm pretty sure that's what they are. And I really like the way they knit. And I'm not blaming the needles or anything else for my change in tension, because everything was the same. It is literally, it had to have been my state of mind that made the difference. And yeah, it's kind of weird. Look at this. I just love this. I have quite a bit of the To the Max Yarn Co. yarn. I really like their dyeing style. Their bases are really nice. They're reasonably priced. They're Canadian, which is also a good thing. And they do some really interesting things. So if you have a chance to check them out, go do that. They cater to every taste and fun. It's really fun yarn, I think, is part of it. They choose really fun names, which half the time is what makes me want it. The reference, which is kind of interesting. This Petunia Dursley double eyelet sock is Erica Luder. And I may have been working on these last time I recorded too. Oh, it helps if I hold it in the right place so you can see. But I'll note it in the show notes as well. Let me put this in the project bag. This is my Humble Knits project bag. I love it. It's really nice canvas. And what else have I got going on in here? Oh, this is the other. So this was for sure a hockey playoff cast on. Some of my projects were requiring too much attention. So I cast on the Vertices Unite. I'm only on section 1. That's the back. Let's show you the front. The Vertices Unite by Stephen West. Look at those color combinations. This is a modular shawl pattern, I guess. I'm just gonna fold it is a paid for pattern. So let me just fold this so you can see the picture. It uses 5 colors and is knit in sections. And it's just a really fun use of those beautiful single skeins that you have in your collection. It's all done in garter stitch. It's pretty simple. So these are the 2 yarns I'm working with right now. This one is a Hedgehog Fibers called Goblin that was in my stash. This is a Julie Asselin Fino, and I think it's called Sage. I think that's what it is in English. It is Sauvage Argenté en français. And it is beautiful. It's a merino cashmere silk, which is very, very soft. So those are the 2 colors I'm using in section 1. And then I'm not sure where the rest of these are going to get used, but This one is, I think this is going to be the pop color in it because I really, really like this. This is Be Happy. B-E-E, Be Happy. And it's an Ancient Arts yarn. And this is on their Sognato fingering base, and it's merino and nylon, 80-20. And then the next two colors are Zen Yarn. This one is, and there was a knot in this skein, which is why I ended up doing it as two, but this is called Dragon Fruit. And it's Zen Yarn Garden. And this is 90 superfine merino and 10 nylon. And this one is called Dreamscape. This cake is a mess from being in my bag. It's getting beat up. Isn't that gorgeous? And the interesting thing is that pretty much all the colors are in this goblin or in the Dreamscape that are in the other yarns. So I'm hoping it's all going to come together. Some of the sections are striped and some of them are just a solid, like one color, not necessarily a solid color, but it is just such, it's so drapey and soft, and I can hardly wait to get it done. It's going to be one of those big, I'm doing the large size, so it'll be one of those big schlankety, like not a blanket, not a shawl, but huge wraps for sitting, watching television, or sitting outside and knitting, because I do that a lot. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to it. It's going to be one of those comfy, cozy, warm things that you just want to wear all the time. I'm also working on, and I love these, I'm doing 2 at a time, cuff down with an afterthought heel. Look at that. Is that not fun? Wasn't that the perfect June cast on for Pride Month? Pretty excited. This is a Timber Yarns, and it is called Over the Rainbow. And it's just a vanilla sock, top down, afterthought heel. I'll probably use another color for the heels and toes. Not sure what yet. Not sure what kind of afterthought heel I'll do. But they're just fun to knit. And I just did, as the colors change, I do a knit one, slip one, so it gives it a little bit of interest, you can see. But just a pretty simple, plain vanilla sock. These are 2.0, I think that's a US 0. Chowgu on a long cord. Simple, quick, easy, carry with you knitting. That's what it really is in my Crochet Girls Sock Talk bag. So that's what I'm working on right now. So then I have this, I have another bag here with a dream in progress. And I'm dying to cast it on. I think I need to finish a pair of socks before I cast it on. I actually bribe myself with completing projects to be able to cast on new projects, just because I find if I have too many on at once, like I still have my Millstream tunic in there in the bag, but it is this gorgeous rustic wool, and it's just too hot to knit on right now. And I want to have it done because I want to have it done in time to wear it when it's cool and cool, but it's too hot to knit on while it's warm. So I'll have to start pulling it out in the evenings as it cools down into August and work on it then, but I haven't. This is the Autumn Leak pullover, and it's really just, it's designed by Two of Wands. It is just a cotton sweater. Like it's gonna be like that old gray sweatshirt you used to have in your wardrobe. And I I don't know. I don't know if it's because I've gotten older. I don't have any real sweatshirts in my wardrobe anymore, and I miss them. I miss that, like, just haul it on, cozy, comfy. And what I really love is this is done in a Lion brand cotton jeans. It's a really cost-effective yarn. It's 100% cotton. It's a weight 3, so it's like a light worsted or a DK. Really cost-effective. This sweater is not going to be expensive at all. They have numerous colors. I did choose this gray heather on purpose, but they have I think they have like a sagey green and a blue and a few others, and I ordered it right from the Lion brand website, but a yarn shop near you might have it. I'm really excited to cast this on. The girls at Jamie at Cozy Up Knits was the one that they talked about this in one of their podcasts, and I just thought, what a great idea. So this is my next cast on. So I just need to get one of those pairs of socks finished before I do it. And, you know, it won't be quite as, I don't think, once I get past I think it's knit top down, so once I get past the increases and things, it'll be pretty easy to knit while watching sports. Or I knit a lot when I read. I read on my Kobo. I do love reading books, but when I knit, I like to read on my Kobo because then I don't have to worry about the pages and the book moving, and I like having those sort of like the Vertices Unite is good for that. A vanilla pair of socks, which vanilla just means they're plain vanilla, and so those are things. So those are my works in progress and my dream in progress. I have it all bagged. Everything's in the bag that I need, the needles, the pattern. It's just waiting for me to finish something so I can cast it on. Now, it's not like there's a rule that says I can't have more than 3 things on the needles at a time, because in truth, I still have my Little Arrows lace scarf, shawl, wrap. I haven't worked on it since last time I saw you, so I didn't bring it out. That's a Mary Jane Mucklestone pattern, and I have that is cast on. I have my millstring tunic, and I haven't worked on them recently, but I will be working on them again. But it's a sort of a way to keep myself in control, because I would cast on everything if I did not give myself some boundaries. I'm just like a little kid. I need boundaries, even if they're the ones I created myself. So I'm going to show you some of my acquisitions. I have a couple that aren't yarn. I haven't used this yet, but because I do use a lot of indie dyed yarns, and I do love bright colors. I've seen a few other knitters review these. They're Shout Color Catcher dye trapping sheets. So they're just, you pop these in when you're washing your, and they're just like sheets of, let me see if I can, they look like a, you know, like a dryer sheet, or they smell like one too, which is doesn't really make me happy, but if it can keep the wool from bleeding from one item to the next, that will be great. Especially because I use a lot of multicolored wools, yarns like that have been dyed with multiple colors, and sometimes there is bleeding from one color to the other, when just because the fibers can't hold all the dye, they release it when they're in the water, and these sheets trap it. And apparently you can use them more than once until it says to use them until they're black. And then they're full. They're saturated with dye, and then you just put another one in. So I wouldn't use them in my laundry every day. Like, I know that most of the items in my laundry are fine, but if when I'm doing especially color work projects and things where I might have a heavily saturated wool that might bleed into the other things, I was a bit concerned about this my Noncho, that the navy might bleed. But instead of using the color catcher when I blocked it, I just tested some of the yarn to see if any color came out of it in the water, and it didn't, so then I didn't worry about it. because it wouldn't have been nice if the blue had bled into the green and the white. That would have not been pretty. So that was one. This is one of my, like, this is like being in high school again, I think. I love InkJoy pens. This is not paid promotion. This is nothing other than me loving some really nice colored pens. And when I write in my, like, I have my book where I write my notes for my each blog so I don't miss things, and where I keep track of what I've talked about already and all those things. I like doing it in different colors. It makes me happy. And that's all right. You know, if a pink or a lime green pen is all it takes to make me happy, that's pretty cheap. You know, these aren't expensive pens. Like, they're probably like, I don't know, I probably didn't pay $5 for the whole package. I have no idea. But I love them. Love them, love them, love them. And so I repeatedly buy them. I always have packages of, you know, I make sure my InkJoys are always all working well. So another dream I have, but I haven't cast on yet because I was not sure what I was going to do. So I bought this Holst Super Soft. This is called Iced. Look at that color. I want to knit a Tin Can Knits Love Note, and I have this. This is was in my stash. It is an SBY Shirley Bryan yarns, 72% kid mohair, 28% silk. I have 2 of them, which I'm pretty sure is going to be enough. And the Love Note is done with fingering and a mohair held double. And I wanted something that was going to go well with this mohair, but that the mohair would shine. And this, I think, is the perfect choice. And I'm pretty excited. I've never knit with this yarn before. I do have more of it in my stash. So I'm pretty excited. And I have 150 grams of it. I might have 200 grams of it. But so I'm pretty excited about that. That is a future cast on waiting to happen, and it was a recent acquisition, so I'm kind of excited. The other thing I did an order, so that was Little Red Mitten, and with it came, I also ordered another ball of this Regia cotton. This one is called Cocktail Color. And the color of this one is, it's just called Rainbow. But I'm excited. I really like the first ones I knit, so I'm going to do another set. And the composition of this yarn is apparently invisible to me. Oh, here it is. 72% cotton and 18% polyamide, which I think might be just nylon, and 10% polyester. So they should wear well. But isn't that pretty? Like, doesn't that just scream summer? I'm excited to knit that up too. I really enjoyed knitting those cotton socks. So that is what I got from Little Red Mitten. And then, because it was Pride Month and they had all kinds of cool things, I needed to, I wanted to order some yarn from Leo and Roxy Yarn Co. And they're the dyers. The dyers behind Leo and Roxy also own the Little Red Mitten. And they did some Pride Month special colors. And I chose 2 different ones. So this one, I got 2 of the Alphabet Mafia, which is the colors of the Pride flag, but not overtly the colors of the Pride flag. Does that make sense? I'm not going to look like a striped demon when I knit it up. It's, I think I might do like a t-shirt with it. I haven't decided for sure. But it's on their 80/20 sock base, and it says it's 100% good vibes. And proceeds from this also went to support local LGBTQ plus organizations, which was one of the reasons why I wanted to buy it. I think that was an important thing to do, and yeah, and I love the colors. And I love the special labels they did. And this one is Le Dollar Bean, which is the colors of the lesbian flag on the same base. I just really like this colorway, and yeah, I thought that was a good thing to support. And I also ordered from them a Love is Love pin, and I ordered an extra one to give to my daughter because she knows I love her. And yeah, I need to find a spot to wear that so people know that's what I care about. And because when you order from anyone, you know, you need to order that little bit extra, either to make the shipping cheaper or to reach the free shipping level or whatever it is you're doing. Leo and Roxy had these great scrappy bundles. And if I were to open this up, this is twisted together bunch of minis. I don't want to unloose it too much. In all different colors that are less than the size they would need to sell them as a mini. So they just bundle them all together and create them into these skeins. Each skein is approximately 120 grams, 420 yards. They're always guaranteed to be more, not less. Like if they're not exact, it'll be more, not less. And these are going to be great either in a scrappy blanket or for, there's not enough for heels, toes, and cuffs on a sock, but maybe I can incorporate a stripe somewhere. I just think they're fun. And you don't get to pick the colors, you know, it's a complete surprise. And as I've said before on this podcast, I love surprises. I am the person who goes into the restaurant and says to the server, I'm thinking I want this or maybe that. Just bring me one. Like pick one for me and bring it and I'll be happy. And sometimes they look at me and go, and I go, really honest. If any one of those things, I don't want to make the decision. I want to be surprised. And they do. And some of them can't do it. And they go, okay, I'll bring you this. And then they watch me to make sure I'm okay with it. And I say, sure, fine. Because I love surprises. I love being spontaneous. And this really, decision making sometimes is hard for me. And this is by no means a solicitation for any sort of sympathy, but it explains why. We lost our house in a fire 10 years ago. 11 years ago now. Because we've been in this house for 10 years. One of the things that process did to me, and it was easy, we worked well with our insurance company, there was nothing hard about it, but what was really hard was I could not make decisions. I had so many things I had to choose and buy and replace in a short period of time. I literally called up one of my girlfriends one day and said, I want white dishes and I can't pick them. Who can't pick white dishes? White dishes are white dishes. You pick the white dishes you like the best. I couldn't pick white dishes. And so I started abdicating the responsibility for some of these choices and sending them off to other people. And she went with me and helped me pick white dishes. She drove around the countryside with me for 2 days to pick furniture for our dining room because I, at that point, sat in I don't know how many chairs and couldn't decide which chair I liked the best. And my husband didn't care. So he would just say, oh, whichever one you want. And I couldn't make decisions anymore. So now I like to give decisions, and often they're decisions that don't really matter that much, but I'm happy to let the waiter pick what I'm going to eat, or the little yarn shop or the dyer send me whichever one they want. And I am happy to get the surprise. It takes pressure off me. And that was a really stressful time, and making those decisions was stressful. So now I choose not to make decisions sometimes. That's kind of weird maybe, but that's okay. So that was what I got from Leo and Roxy. So the next thing I have, so I have a few subscription boxes on the go, yarn subscriptions. And again, that's about getting the surprise and not knowing and just sort of going, okay. So I'm doing the Leo and Roxy. It's a quarterly. And this one is Day at the Beach. The last one was the theme was Doctor Who. And this is the sticker that goes with it. And look at these gorgeous, gorgeous. Isn't that just going to be amazing? I don't even know what I'm going to do with it. I might make socks, or I might make something else, but I just love those colors. And this is the best kind of mail to get. I paid for it months ago. Even better. And it also came with this cute little Tool and Print Fiber Studio. It's the, I think it says the SS Kate on it. This great little enamel pin, which will go on one of my project bags. And I just love it. And I had no idea what it was going to be. Before it came, the only thing when I ordered it, we saw the images from these stickers. So we knew the inspiration was coming from the sticker. But that's all we knew. Oh, it's right here. This was the images we knew on the front of my book here. So this is the one we already have. I already got this one. This was the winter, which was Doctor Who. This is the Day at the Beach. The next one that is coming is going to be this one, which will be like the fall inspired one, I think. So I'm pretty excited about that. I like getting surprises. And then the other subscription I do is the Ancient Arts Yarns Sock-Lydia. And one of these is May and, no, one of these is April and one of these is May, or one of these is May and one of these is June. And I don't know which is which, and I apologize, but I love Ancient Arts yarns. I love their dyeing style. Look at that. The blue one is called Serenity, and this one with the yellows and greens is Adventure. Aren't they gorgeous? One of the Be Happy in my Vertices Unite is one of those yarns, which is lovely. The other one I do, and I think this is the right order, and this one's from the US. It's the Yarnables box, and it's from Hypnotic Yarns. And yeah, I pay a little bit more for it, but I really like it. And it always comes with some little add-ons. I don't actually know what this is. I'd rather be knitting. I'm not sure what I'm going to use that for. It probably tells me in here what the thing is. Oh, it's a webcam privacy cover. That's a good idea. I never think about these things. So you can stick it on your computer and slide it over the webcam so that no one can spy on you if someone wanted to. I don't know if anyone would want to spy on me. And it also came with this really nice Pixie Sticks Sweet Pea Room Spray, linen and room spray, which I haven't used yet. And that one also comes with all the goodies come in the little bag, and it comes with a QR code that you can scan to learn more, and a scratch off that is good for the month that the kit is for. So this one takes a little longer to get to me. The May one probably didn't actually get to me until June, which is it's just the issue around getting things through the border right now. Like it just seems to take longer. And the yarn is a surprise. And it comes in this little cotton bag, which is actually not a bad size. You could probably cake up the skein and it would fit in here to carry around in your purse as a project bag. So this is the Sweet Pea. And I think these colorways that come in the Yarnable box are not her regular colorways. Isn't that gorgeous? I really love this pale pink. I see this and I think of my mom, so maybe I'll knit something for my mom with this. It's their plush sock, and it is 85% superwash merino and 15% nylon, but it's really soft. It's gorgeous. And I like that it's a surprise. You know, can't say it enough. Can't say it enough. And this is the June goodies that came in the Yarnable box. It's bad when you do your thing and all your subscriptions are 2. So it came with a little Naked Bee hand sanitizer, which is the perfect size to just drop in your purse, which I'm appreciating more and more. Some really, really cute little, see these little hexagon stitch markers? I don't know if you can see them. Look at that. Those are really cute. And a light bulb pin progress keeper. This is seeds, a wildflower seed blend, which I'm all about to feed the bees. I probably won't do them in a pot like it says on the back. I have a bit of a bee hummingbird. So really what it is right now is a weed garden, but if I can ever get it all weeded, hopefully, I've planted flowers and things that hummingbirds and butterflies and bees and other pollinators would be attracted to. And I just started it this year, and whenever you start a garden the first year, every time I do it, I go, what was I thinking? It is so much work. Even though I brought in soil for it, I live in the country, so it doesn't matter. There are weeds, like nothing I do seems to make a difference. So, and because I just did a broadcast perennial and annual seeds into it, I also have the problem of, if I don't know for sure what the plant is, I don't know if it's a weed or, like, I know the obvious ones, but it's the ones I'm not sure of, whether it's a weed or a plant. So some things I have to let them grow longer so I can identify them better. And I've tried apps and things like that, but you know what? I enjoy weeding. I know that's weird. And I do a little bit every day, but this warm, we've had so much rain and heat, the weeds are starting to get ahead of me. So I might have to do more than just my little bit every day and put some dedicated time into it. This also has the great card with all the information about what the various things are in it. And I know you all love the little extras, but what you really want to see is what the yarn looks like. And again, it's in this beautiful bag. And like, you're not going to believe this. I haven't opened it yet, but I just did. And look at that. So the last one was sweet pea, and this one was bee themed, and it is wildflowers, also on their plush sock. Look at that. Oh, I'm so excited. I don't know what it's going to be. I just love that. Yeah, so it's a treat for me, I have to say. Like, it's, you know, I know it's not everyone's cup of tea to do subscription boxes and things like that, but if you can't do a subscription for a long time, lots of these places will let you just order by the month, or you pay monthly. Actually, the Yarnable one is a month by month. I pay every month. The Leo and Roxy one, I paid for the whole subscription in advance. And I've actually just purchased their next year. They're doing a sock month. Leo and Roxy's doing a monthly sock subscription, or is Little Red Mitten doing it? Little Red Mitten is doing it next year. It's the same people, but different companies. And 1 year will be hand-dyed luxury yarn, and 1 month will be hand-dyed luxury yarn, and the next month will be a commercial sock yarn, which is really cool, because that one makes it more cost effective, and it also gives you the opportunity to try things that you might not otherwise try, because you don't, you know, it's always easy to go back to the same things all the time, because we're creatures of habit, and that's what we do. So either way, whichever you like, you're going to get this surprise every month, and you can choose. So they have three options. You can choose only the commercial, you can choose only the luxury hand-dyed, or you can choose both, and they have a payment plan. So if you think you would like to get a surprise mail every month, and it's sock yarn, and you're a sock knitter, or you knit with fingering weight, other things, maybe that's something that would interest you, and you could go to the Little Red Mittens website and look for that. It is pre-ordered. The first one, or if you want to give someone an idea of what to give you for Christmas, the first one mails out, I think they said the end of November, the beginning of December, so you could use it as a Christmas gift. And then they come, so that would be the January one, and then the next one you would get would be February, and then they come monthly after that. So you might put that on your Christmas list for somebody who doesn't know what to get, because that would be even better. It would be a surprise, and it would be a surprise every month. If you like surprise. I do. I know some people don't, and that's okay. It is okay to not want to be surprised by things and to plan, if that's your jam, but it isn't mine. So I like surprises. I am so excited to have been able to share all this with you, and yeah, if you have any ideas of what I should knit with some of it, because I really don't have many plans. Like, look at these. They're just so yummy. I love yarn. I love wool. I love beautiful colors, and I'm so excited. And, you know, it was great to spend my July 1st, an hour of my July 1st morning with you. And I hope that you enjoyed all the things I talked about, and that you don't think it's weird that I just want to talk about all these fun things I do. I hope you could hear some of the birds in my garden. And yeah, it's pretty quiet here. My son and his buddies went fishing early this morning, like 5:30 this morning early. And my husband had a tea time, and so I've been home alone with you guys. And that felt really great. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're still here, that means thank you. Click like, subscribe if you want to find out more of my crazy antics and what I'm up to. Or if you just want to spend some time on my front porch with me every once in a while. And I just really appreciate my friends and all of you YouTube friends. If you want to join me, there's always a chair on my front porch. Bye everyone. Have a great day.